everybody, this is Hamma here from the Araxis Global Network and PlanetSide-Universe.com, and we are here to talk all of the previous game updates. There have been quite a few since we last did one of these, and basically what we're going to do is move backwards. We're going to start with Empire-specific rocket launchers, then we're going to talk Game Update 5, which contained count-wide unlocks, and then we're going to move on to Game Update 4, which had VR training and about a million other changes. So let's get started. First up, we're going to talk about the Striker, then the Lancer, and then the Phoenix. Basically, the T2 Striker is a you can shoot 5 missiles in a row once you're locked on. It does require a lock-on, and that is the TR Empire-specific rocket launcher. So here we are in VR training. I've got a fancy Reaver sitting right here, just waiting for me to kill it. And as you can see, it does require a lock-on. Once you're locked on, you can literally shoot all of your rockets that you have. As you can see, it takes out the Reaver. The Reaver was roughly at 75% health, and I was able to take it out with 5 missiles. And you could also, it works on both air and ground vehicles. So as you can see, we're locked onto a... actually, let's go ahead and lock onto the Vanguard. May actually have to come down here a little bit to do so. We're basically going to get some rear armor shots in this Vanguard, and that Vanguard is not at full health. It's pretty close, but probably took some fire from aircraft flying over and stuff like that. So as you can see, 5 shots in a row. Took out the Vanguard. It was not at full health, as I said, and it's likely the Reaver wasn't as well. And the Vanguard is back. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Vanguard now that it will be at full health. So down to about a quarter or so, I would say, roughly. Well, hello there, sir. And that is the Empire-specific rocket launcher, the Striker. Let's go ahead and move on to the Lancer. We'll do the Lancer next. Alright, so here we are, conveniently in the same place. We're going to take a look at the Lancer. As you can see, here is the VS-22 Lancer, or the Lancer VS-22, as they have it labeled here. Basically, the way this works is it's a charge-up weapon. There's no lock-on. You literally just hover over the target, and you hold down your fire button, which charges up the Lancer. And that is a full damage shot right there. As you can see, that did quite a chunk of damage to the Reaver. And you can also kind of just shoot it without charging, just one after another. Let's go ahead and reload here. Take another full charge shot here at this Reaver, which will likely take it out, I'm suspecting. Yep, took it out. Killed the engineer next to it as well. So let's go ahead and make our way over to this Lightning. Conveniently, this is the exact same spot I did my TR character at, so very cool. Does quite a chunk of damage. It is nearly an instant shot. Not quite instant, but pretty damn close. Now, it doesn't seem to quite pack the punch of the Striker, as far as I can tell here. The Striker has quite an alpha strike ability, and when I say alpha strike, I mean that if you get a group of folks together with the Striker, and you all lock onto the same target, and you spam 5 missiles in a row, and you've got like 15, 20 missiles hitting a target, you're going to take it out. And I guess you could probably do that with the Lancer as well. And we'll go ahead and waste our last few rounds here on this Vanguard. And it looks like the Vanguard's just above half health. And almost took it out, not quite. And down goes the Vanguard. Let's go ahead and take out this lowly NC out here, just standing around, doing nothing with our beamer. Nothing more embarrassing than being killed with a beamer in this game, in my opinion. Although Beamer isn't quite as bad as it was in PlanetSide 1. Alright, let's move on to the Phoenix. Alright, so here we are, and we're going to take a look at the Phoenix now. The Phoenix is very much the same as the PlanetSide 1 weapon. It is a camera-guided weapon. You shoot the missile out, and you guide it with your camera. And so I'm actually going to do it at the same spot as I did my last two videos, which means that I'm going to team kill. If you are new to PlanetSide, don't shoot stuff that's the same color as you. That's bad, okay? I'm just going to do it for consistency's sake. I was shooting the same stuff on the other characters. Now, one thing to note about this is that it is affected by flight camera sensitivity, or by flight sensitivity. Basically, what that means is that you're going to need to adjust this to suit your needs. It's also affected by invert vertical fly. So if you fly inverted, when you shoot the Phoenix, it's also going to be inverted. For me, flying inverted is normal, but anything else inverted is weird. Don't ask me to explain. I'm sure somebody out there will understand what I'm saying. So basically, you're going to want to crank that up so that you can actually steer this thing better. Basically, the way it works is it has no lock-on, as you can see. You just fire it, and it's a camera. So let's go ahead and shoot. And as you can see, we can steer it. And we shot that lightning over there. Very cool loading animation on this. Let's go ahead and take another shot. So you can actually shoot it up in the air. You would really have to crank up your sensitivity to actually do anything with it. Let's go ahead and try and crank up the sensitivity all the way up to 1. And for added annoyance, I'll go ahead and crank up my mouse DPI, and we'll see how much turn angle we can get out of this thing. I'm sure there's other tricks. You can get quite a bit of turn angle out of it if you crank stuff up. And we've almost taken out that lightning, but not quite. As I said, I'm shooting friendlies here just simply for the sake of consistency. Don't shoot friendlies. So let's go ahead and try and shoot it up and see if we can turn it down. Now, I've cranked literally everything up as high as I can, and I can't turn that thing very well. So the original Phoenix, PlanetSide 1, when they first put it in, you could practically steer it down a hallway. And we didn't quite take that out, and we're actually out of ammo. So let's go ahead and, through the magic of video editing, reload our weapon here. Alright, so here we are again. Gonna take a few more pot shots here at this lightning. Obviously, I'm not shooting it from behind, so that's a big reason as to why. It's actually pretty difficult to steer this thing. It's kind of all over the place. This weapon does have some advantages that the other ones don't have. It definitely has the element of surprise, and it definitely has the ability to maneuver around in ways that the other ones don't. However, it doesn't have a lock-on, and it's not an instant hit, so it is a little more difficult to hit what you want to hit. As you can see, I mean, it's kind of all over the place when you shoot it, so it's not. You know, if I was to take all these 3 weapons and pick which one was the best, I would pick the Lancer, just simply because it has the ability to hit instantly, almost instantly, with pretty much no warning. My second choice would be the Striker, just simply because you can shoot 5 missiles in a row and take guys out. And then my last choice would be this one. For me, it's really not doing it for me. It's kind of slow. It's kind of hard to maneuver, and it just feels like it feels kind of cumbersome to me. I know that a lot of folks were particularly worried about this weapon, but I definitely think that the Lancer is going to be the silent killer. Alright, so that kind of covers all of the Empire-specific weapons, and that was the only thing that was released in this piece. So we're going to go ahead and move back in time, and we're going to hit Game Update 5, followed by Game Update 4. And again, we just covered the Lancer, the Striker, and the Phoenix. One of the other things that was added as we move into Game Update 05 was some new helmets. You can actually purchase a couple new helmet customizations, and Jenny Boo here is showing off the TR Infiltrator helmet. You can get these for every Empire, and I believe there's a Light Assault version too as well. So be sure to check that out. You can get that in the marketplace. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. As she models it for me, it spins around in circles. Alright, so let's go ahead and move into the next thing. We're going to go ahead and show you how the account-wide unlocks work. So here I am on Amrich using this new character, and I'm going to go ahead and purchase something with Station Cash and show you how the account-wide unlocks work. Now basically the way these function is they only work for nanite systems related weapons. So stuff that will work across Empire. Obviously you can't go and buy a chain gun or a jackhammer using this and then use it on your other characters because, well, they don't have access to that stuff. So they have added in that feature to make sure that that sort of stuff doesn't happen. So we're going to go in here and we will purchase, I guess we'll purchase an Annihilator. Everybody seems to love the Annihilator. So let's go ahead and do that. So here is the NS Annihilator. We're going to go ahead and unlock that. Now I own the NS Annihilator. So if I go in to Heavy Assault and equip the Annihilator. So now I have the Annihilator, as you can see. Now this is a brand new TR character that I just purchased this on. So we're going to go ahead and move over to an NC character here real quick, and we'll show you that it's now available over there. So here we are in Esamir. I am on an NC character, and we will go ahead and run up to the equipment terminal over here and switch out to Heavy Assault and click this, and as you can see the Annihilator is here. You can go ahead and equip it, and now you've got it on both characters. There was no trickery there. That is actually available on every character. And as I said, this does not apply to some things, so be sure to check out the FAQ that they posted on the official forums. Check out the news update links that I put in the description for more details on that as well. So let's go ahead and talk about Game Update 4. So there was about a million changes. Actually, I think it was about 7,000 per Roy Awesome's Game Update breakdown on PlanetSide Universe the other day. But basically there were a ton of changes that occurred. I'm going to kind of go over some of the major ones that occurred, some of the more visible ones, and just kind of show you guys around. And if you haven't seen this stuff yet, at least there's a log of it, and you can get an idea of what's happened. So I actually have physics on this particular system. As you can see, the fancy particle effects on the elevators, as well as bullets. You can see that as well here. Let me go ahead and shoot the wall. So we have quite a few physics-related things going on in here, and I've got my graphics quality cranked up as well, so hopefully this video comes out well and we don't have any issues. So some of the changes that occurred, there was a change to the way that passive cert points work, basically, and you can see here that there's a variety of different benefits going on if you have a membership. My loyalty level is Araxium, so I get login queue priority among other things. And so basically, if you're a 6-month member, you get 48 passive cert points a day, which is what I'm getting right now, which is pretty awesome. So that was a change that was recently made. Another thing that was added was the VR training area, and basically you get to that by going to the world menu terminal thingy. That's what I call it. It's a technical term. And you hit VR training. This is going to bring you into the VR training area where you can come in here and basically try out absolutely everything in the game. So we have quite a few people here, it looks like. It looks like somebody's taking advantage of the fact that you can lose as many vehicles as you want. But as you can see, when you come up to the terminal here, you can basically try out absolutely everything. Everything's unlocked. All the add-ons are unlocked for everything. You can try out absolutely every possible combination of stuff that you could think of. Although camo, it doesn't appear as something that you don't get access to in here. Just the ones that you've purchased, and these are the ones that I actually own. But you can come in here and try out, like I said, everything. And everything is maxed out, although the menu will not show it maxed out for you. But rest assured that everything you're trying is, in fact, maxed out. So that goes for vehicles as well. And let me make my way over to the vehicle terminal. Basically, any add-ons you put on your vehicle, say your Mosquito or your Reaver or whatever, basically all the upgrades you put on those are going to be upgraded to max. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here, and all your loadouts actually are reset in here, so you don't have all the same loadouts that you have outside of the VR training area. So that's another thing of note. So you can come in here and you can try out everything. So you can put your Hellfire rocket pods on if you're a TR, and if you're not TR, then I don't know why you're even playing. And as you can see, all the different guns are unlocked, and you can go in here and equip top rank of everything. So you can check out flares for ejection system, scout radar for, everything in there that, you possibly could want to try out. This goes for everything. Vehicle armor repair, 5, vehicle stealth 4, and of course performance. You can try out max rank of all the different airframes and see how that works for you. So those are kind of some of the major things that you can do in the VR training area. And they did actually get the grid system in again, just like they had in PlanetSide 1, so that's pretty cool. Now everything that I just showed you also goes for ground vehicles. Basically anything that you equip on there, it's going to be at max rank. So you definitely want to check that out. If you're not sure about making a purchase, this would be the perfect place to go to see if you want to actually do that. Alright, so while we were out here, we figured we'd give you a little bit more of a demo of physics. So I went ahead and turned off my UI and all that fancy stuff, and I've got Jenny Boo out here. She's in that mosquito over there. And she's going to fly down and go ahead and shoot at this lightning that I brought over here to kind of display some of the fancy particle effects that you're going to get out of physics. So as you can see, even though it's a little bit buggy because the sparks disappeared during the explosion, but you get an idea of what it looks like, and you can see here all the explosions that happen. You've got rocks and pieces of stuff just kind of flying all over the place. So that's pretty cool. That's a little bit of a demo of physics for you guys, and there's a whole bunch more stuff. You can see the elevators have the fancy particle effects on them and all sorts of other stuff like that. So another couple things about the VR training area. You can't be killed by friendlies there. There's no team damage, but you can be killed by vehicles, maxes and vehicles and all that stuff. They don't cost any resources at all to get, so you can just spawn as many mosquitoes as you possibly want to try around, try flying around in them and stuff like that. Each empire has its own training area, and that kind of covers the main items about VR training. As I said, everything is unlocked, so you can actually try out absolutely everything. One of the other changes that was made was this new map was added. Basically, this new map is, when you come in and look at it at first, it's going to look just like this. So you're not going to have any population information or anything on it. But it's a much more streamlined map, I think. And the redeploy screen is actually integrated into this as well, so that when you die, you actually get that as well. So let me go ahead and hit redeploy so that you guys can get an idea of what that looks like as well. But you can see over here you have to kind of change your filters and basically show what you want on the map. So here's the redeploy screen, and as you can see, they changed the icons to these little ovals, which I'm not a huge fan of, but Sunders also kind of look like, I believe I heard Nox and Reachcast describe it, they kind of look like little caterpillar things. I don't see one on the map right now, so actually there's one right there. So as you can see, Sunder looks a little bit different now on the map as well, and you can actually go around and select from that. You can see here you've got a very similar display as what you had before. You've got your deployment reinforcement screen. Select your infiltrator here, or I selected my infiltrator, but you can select your class you want to spawn as here, as well as your loadout. And as you can see over here, you can take a look at the populations, worldwide and continent level, to kind of get an idea of what's going on. You can also see your resources and how you're getting them, and your filters just like you had before. You just have to go into this menu now. I'm not a huge fan of hiding some of these things over here. I would prefer to see statistics out all the time. But it is what it is. I do think it's better than it was before. And you get very similar information down here on the right side when you hover over stuff. And basically the way you change continents now is by clicking on the name of the continent and selecting a different continent. So this allows you to view what's going on the other continents. Some folks didn't get that one right away, and so I wanted to make sure I showed that here on the stream as well, or on the video. Now there was also a massive amount of infantry-related changes, all sorts of ammo clip changes, and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. There's no way that I'm going to go into all that. there's just way too much to talk about. But be sure to check out the patch notes on PlanetSide Universe. You can check out our PlanetSide Universe wiki. I'll go ahead and link to that stuff in the description as well, so you can read the full patch notes. All right, so one of the other cool new additions here, as we have Jenny Boo here to assist us again, is a couple of cool new additions to the Flash. One of them being the shotgun. So the Flash actually now has a shotgun attachment on the front of it, and Jenny Boo has it here. And as you can see, it's it's pretty damn cool. I haven't actually had a chance to play with it yet, but it definitely seems like an interesting addition. Close quarters battle is not something you usually think about when you're on an ATV, but I bet there's conditions where the shotgun will come in quite useful. I haven't run into any yet, but you never know. Although I've never had the shotgun until now, so you never know what's going to happen. The other cool addition to it was this fancy rumble seat. So you can actually sit on the back of a Flash now and kind of ride around on the back of it. And when you're on the back, you can actually shoot, which is pretty cool. So the only thing you can't get on to the back of a Flash with is a max, because that would be a little bit OP. But you can get on the back here, and you can shoot pretty much anything you want off the back. I'm not heavy assault right now, but you can shoot missiles off the back if you wanted to. Higby's tweeted about shooting phoenixes off the back of a rumble seat on the harasser as he's riding around Hassan, which none of us can do yet. But so you can actually shoot all that stuff off of the back of here, and it's a very interesting, quick mode of transport to get somewhere for two people. So it's a nice addition to the game. I was totally not expecting it, and it's a very cool feature to have added in. So there were also a large amount of vehicle balance related changes, quite a few to HE rounds and stuff like that. Again, not going to go into full detail on those just because there's so many of them. But there were quite a few changes to Prowlers, Mag Riders, Vanguards, the AA related weapons, and all sorts of stuff like that. So definitely be sure to check those out on PlanetSide Universe. Again, I'll link that in the description. Some of the other changes that were made was there was a variety of facility-related changes. Again, not going to read them all, just too many. Be sure to check out the patch notes on PlanetSide Universe. They did redesign the bottom part of the tower, however. And so we'll go ahead and head over to a tower now, and we'll kind of show that off a little bit to you guys so you can check it out. So as you can see here, there was quite a large change made to the bottom floor here of the towers. They've kind of separated off where things are in here, and actually looks like this is a bug. This is actually floating in the air. That doesn't seem right. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, though. Who knows? But they've actually separated off the vehicle spawn areas from kind of the area where you run over and hit up the terminal. I'm sure many people have died running across this particular area back before they separated the two and got killed by somebody spawning a vehicle. So they went ahead and separated the two, and the two vehicle pads are completely separate. As you can see here, you've got a vehicle pad on this side, and then over here you've got the vehicle pad on this side. So either side has a vehicle pad totally separated off from the rest of the area. And then down here, as you come down the stairs and go around, they've actually put the teleporter in here. And if I'm not mistaken, when you're outside and not in VR training area where we are right now, I believe there's shields here, and so you can't get in there unless you're friendly Empire. And apparently that doesn't work in the VR training area. No worky. So apparently all the things don't work properly in VR training, but that takes you back up to the top, just like it used to, and back when it was down in the two corners here on the bottom floor. So those are kind of the major changes that were made to towers, and as I said, they made some changes to facilities and stuff like that I'm not going to go over piece by piece. But suffice to say, there were quite a few changes, related to world design. So, as I mentioned, there was a whole bunch more changes that you should definitely read up on if you're interested. But that about covers Game Update 4. And I encourage you to tune into the Araxis Global Network and AGN Instant Action here in the future. Check out any of the new additional stuff that we have as we continue to cover PlanetSide 2. Be sure to subscribe to our channel here. And follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all that fancy stuff. All that information is in the description. We'll catch you next time. Again, I'm Hamma for the Araxis Global Network, PlanetSide-Universe.com. You guys have a good one.